Hello, my name's Lynn Kenny and I'm going to show you how to split the design that we did for the M-Bird block of the month for the Janome Gigahoop. So I have the design open in M-Bird Editor. We're going to choose the hoop from the top menu bar and go to Standard 2 and select Janome Gigahoop. I prefer to work with a horizontal hoop than the vertical hoop because that's the way we line the hoops up with their designs at the sewing machine, so it makes more sense to me to work with a horizontal hoop when I can. What we're now going to do is look at the design and see that this area here is the area of the overlap between the red and blue hoops for the Gigahoop, and it's in that area that we need to split the design. What we're going to do is select the design, go to Edit, Rotate, Free Rotate, and I'm going to rotate it by 36 degrees. So we can see that the design has moved around a little bit in a hoop, and it gives us a much better area for splitting the design through the middle. Now I'm going to take the Free Select Mode tool and move it around the outside of the design and through here to where we want to cut it. Now we can use the scroll button on our mouse if we have one, and if we scroll it forward it will allow us to come in quite closely here so that we can cut very precisely. We can scroll out again to jump up to here and scroll in again to cut through the design between the little green stem and the pink flower until we get almost to close, and then double click to select the area that we've drawn around. We can then click on the split button on the toolbar and we have the design split into two parts. Now that we have the design split, there's just one additional thing I'm going to show you that will make lining it up at the machine very much easier. What we're going to do is select this design. The right hand side design will always sew out first in your Gigahoop. So we're now going to add an aligning stitch. We'll go to Insert, Aligning Stitch. It's calling this Object 2 because it's the second object in our object window. We want it to be at the end of that object. We want it to be vertical. We want it to line up on the middle coordinates, and we want it to be at the top of object 1. So change this to 1, the bottom point of object 2, and click OK. And we now have an alignment stitch in the cerise colour, which will simply sew after the colour is completed on the design. We'll jump to the middle of the hoop and sew an alignment stitch. Click on your Select tool again, select the top design, which will sew out second in your Janome hoop, and we're going to add another alignment stitch. We're going to go to Insert, Aligning Stitches. It's aligning object 1. We want it at the beginning this time. We want it to be vertical. We want it to line up at our center points. We want it to be at the top point of object 1, the bottom point of object 2. Click OK, and we now can see that we have a lime green, which is the first colour that's going to sew here, but it's sitting exactly on top of the alignment stitch that we put on the other half of the design. Alright, wonderful. Control A to select both parts of the design. File, Save Selected As. We want it to save as Janome. We're going to leave Center in Hoop unticked because we want these designs to sew out where they should. Click OK. It's going to save the design with the same name. And yes, we'll replace it. And now it's going to save the two separate parts, 1 and 2. So you can see it's really quite easy and very effective to split designs using M-Bird in this way. Hope you've enjoyed the lesson. All the best.